It's Wednesday night and we all know what that means. So how are you doing, Janine?
Really good. How are you doing, Catherine?
I'm doing really well. One of my little cats could do with some extra healing. So if any animal or any healers out there send positive vibes and ravens to little Fluffy Duffy, that would be very much appreciated by us all at the moment. But we have some good news over here, Janine, or we hope it's good news, and we're going to ask you and the cards about it. So today we're going to start off with the UK. Have you been hearing the news where you are that we're meant to be lifting our restrictions in the UK? Has that made news over where you are?
Oh yeah, but maybe back channel news, but several people sent me emails to that effect, and I even watched Boris announce it.
Yeah, it's amazing. So there's some weird things going on with here, and don't get me wrong, thank you, universe. So it's looking like some of them are being dropped straight away, like in schools. I don't know why, if they're dropping it, why we can't mention it, but hey ho, we're not going to risk it, are we? So that's happening tomorrow, and then they're saying a lot of the others for next week, but they are saying that they're going to scrap the bits of paper that prove that you have to have this, which is amazing. However, even though there's all this good news, they are massively pushing this, and they're also going to start doing this to vulnerable children under 12. So I would like to ask the cards, what is going on? What can the cards tell us about what's going on? Because it's amazing good news, and yet they're still pushing the what we would see as the dark agenda.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay, you're days away from that agenda being pulled as well, literally days away. There's a whole bunch of things going on. They're just not telling. So that's the last push for the wake up. That's the last, they want everybody to wake up. Something's about to go down around the London Bridge falling, that sort of thing, because that queenly kind of card, there's something going on there. So it feels like that's just more agenda with a hidden psychological benefit. So I feel like that's more of a wake-up call, because this doesn't feel like it's the dark hats. I don't think they're in charge anymore. This is all white hat op, waking people up for they're trying to make it looks like absurd. And you're about to hear something really some really big news about, I think, the Queen. Okay, that'll be shocking. So that maybe even if it isn't the bridge falling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like something where the reason why she's not really in circulation, even though it appears she is, because this card's about justice. And we know that Prince Andrew's in some really big hot water, and apparently the Queen's not supporting him in this, which wouldn't, if she was actually there, wouldn't be the case. We know she's always saved her favorite son's butt. Okay, so that all of that is signaling. But anyway, things are going down, it looks like, on the background, and I'm thinking we're days away from even that other agenda being dropped. And there's some really interesting things going on with the UK. I put up a video, it was actually an audio recording of an ex-police officer.
Yeah, that's my next question.
Yeah. Okay, so ask it, because I can't even say.
Next question. There's loads of reasons behind this, and that's absolutely brilliant. It's feeling in general, apart from my cat, really good over here. So really, I don't know, I've just been on a completely different, even though some awful news has come in about someone else dying and things like this, the energy over here just feels so good to me. I know other people might be having hard times of it. So this ex-policeman, Mark, and then his surname, Sexton, put those together. I'm just not saying it because he's very heavily censored. Now, he's leading a team of amazing people. So he is the leader of this. Well, he's the one that we'll talk about, but there's a big team involved with him who've brought this legal case and have actually got a crime reference number. Now, that did happen quite some while ago, But is what we're seeing with this, is this linked to what we're seeing with dropping the regulations and mandates, or is it just part of the picture, or is that a major driver for it?
Okay, well,
And
I'll
that's
just,
my first question. And second question is, are they going to be successful? Are we going to see this come out on mainstream to see that they are bringing these prosecutions?
right, okay, so I'll just mention that when I put his audio up on my web, or my Tarot Sending Ravens with Tarot by Janine channel, my channel got a strike immediately and it's down for 7 days.
Yeah.
That's how intense, and it was a 6-minute audio. So yeah, that they do not want, like, knowing about that guy. Okay,
Yeah.
so wow, or
And they are
whatever.
doing such an amazing job. It's just so wonderful to see. And then now it's snowballing onto other people doing it as well.
So what was the first way you wanted to ask that?
There's two parts of the question. The first part is what him and his team are doing instrumental in the UK government dropping a lot of the rules and regulations?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's absolutely a part. So this is the going away of, because they're in really big hot water. And this is things are out there. Things are out there. So this is written word. So they must have things done verbally and written word that are really hurting the agenda. So they have to step away from it. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. He's absolutely. So it comes from even just knowing that he took it as far as he did, and all the people working with him, the digital soldiers and the people on the ground. We're seeing videos of people going to the police stations and getting them on board, or at least trying.
It's just amazing. I think it's so hard for most people to appreciate just how much effort has been going on by people each doing their different bit of the jigsaw puzzle. And I got one of the biggest compliments this week, because someone said, I'm paraphrasing, but basically said, when I first started seeing you, I thought, this is just an ordinary woman. What's she going to be talking about? And then you made me realize that ordinary people can do amazing things. Not saying that I'm doing amazing, just this is what's happening. It's all over the world. People are going to school board meetings, they're going to police meetings, you've got undertakers speaking out, you've got nurses speaking up, you've got people being ridiculed by their families, but still spreading the truth. And this is just so wonderful to see all these ordinary people just doing their bit.
And you are doing extraordinary things, I just want to say.
Oh, bless you. It's just such a trend. So the next bit is to say this Mark, and then the other name we can't say on there, that got your channel taken down. Are we very close to seeing on mainstream, so that means normal members of the public that aren't going to be watching this, are they going to see about this criminal investigation?
Yep, in time they will. But a lot of it's because so many people are now watching other than mainstream, it's already out there. It's all over the place. The more they try to repress it, the more it's being passed around. So the news is going all around. And then it's just going to take a matter of time before everybody. So it's trickling down, and it's not time yet for the mainstream. There's something that's going to go down. It feels like it's all like, to me, it feels like it's been all designed like this to get the most amount of impact. Because when people see that people are being censored for really sharing really good information like that and everything, it just raises eyebrows even more, and it wakes even more people up. I know that seems crazy, but that's it's a psychological war we're in. So that we need to fight it that way, right? This card tells me everybody's going to know soon enough, but it's not right this minute, because this card says time. Seeds have been planted, and they're doing it purposely. I think they want the mainstream media to look like they're repressing all of this, because it's getting out there so much on the back channels that now the back channels are taking over where the news is coming from. All of that's on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, talking about the news, there's a few things. Let's go back to Boris, Bojo, as we all call him. He
Okay.
is having the toughest week of his life at the moment. He is being hung, drawn, and quartered. And he is also seeing how many of his team are turning against him.
Yep.
So are we going to see Boris resign, or is he going to be kicked out, or is he going to survive this storm?
Cards are really literal. So it's saying he's already out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. But the situation going on is quite drastic. It does feel like it's even like real sleepers are getting awoken by his antics and how much he covers up. Okay, so all of it's part of the movie. That looks like part of the movie. This is the partying antics, right? Because that's a drink and song and dance, right? So that's gonna really hurt him. He's gonna barely survive. But I feel like the real truth is that he's been rounded up, and that's not even him. So that on the background noise, that's what's really going on. Okay, but in the movie, he looks like he's barely going to survive, but just at the last minute might still just do his thing anyway. So you know why they're going to show it that way.
Yeah.
Like, this is like brazenly lets him keep going, but we know it's not even him, so he doesn't get kicked out over this. Okay, but it's meant to wake people up and go, look at what these guys get away with just because they're, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
who they are.
absolutely.
Like, this is the takedown of the societies we call the elites. This is a takedown. That's the war. The war is on people that call themselves elites or have been known as that, because they've been taken advantage, and that's just being nice about it.
Yeah, it has been nice. Must say your internet's quite unstable tonight. So if you get kicked off Zoom, just rejoin, because it's freezing a bit tonight.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So interesting. So next one is back to Buckingham Palace.
Okay.
Can we ask the cards what is really going on behind all the boards and everything? For example, are there tribunals there? Are they just collecting evidence? Why? What is really going on at Buckingham Palace at the moment?
Wow. Wow. Okay. So right off the bat, so they were asked to leave there. They were literally cast out of Buckingham Palace. It no longer belongs to the royals, no matter what officialdom says. Okay, so that's interesting. That's good to know, right? Okay, we've got the Fool in the past, the Ace. So it's being reconfigured as it's going to be something else altogether. It's going maybe even back to the I feel like that the people of the UK own it, right? I feel like it'll be liquidated. I feel like it's going to become liquidated is kind of the feeling I'm getting, whatever that means, and never to be the same again. So it's never going to be, and it's been a facade. So it might have been sort of, they could even end up proving that it was never meant to be used the way it was anyway. So I find that interesting. That's weird. Okay, so 4 and 7. Yeah, they're still deciding what to do, but I'm not necessarily getting tribunal energy there. I'm more getting they're going to liquidate it. I wonder if they're just hauling stuff out of there. And
that's what I was thinking. I wonder if they're just, getting all the evidence, a bit like the Vatican and everything, and if they're just, because that would be a big job. So that is a big place. It's huge.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And then itemize everything. And I think all of that wealth is going to go back to the people.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, can we just do a little update? So at the moment, we're smiling in the UK at long last. Whereas in the land of the kangaroos, they're having the opposite problem. And they're having some horrendous things yet again. So they've been up and down for yo-yos. So can we get a little update for the land of the kangaroos, please? We're not allowed to say the country name, folks. It triggers you.
Oh, yeah, unbelievable. Okay, that's going to flip around too really soon. So if it's bad now, it's we're getting a flip around that real quick here. We got that big flippy card. And things will get really confusing, but they're going to expose dysfunction. Things will get really confusing for people that don't know anything about it. I feel like they're going to out somebody. It's a guy. He's got a really high position. They're going to out him in a really big way here. They're gearing up to out this guy, and he'll leave in disgrace. I wonder if that's their main guy there. Seems to me that, what is his name? Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it. Yeah.
Oh, we so need a few public humiliations, don't we? Because there's nothing like it to get people really talking about what they need to be and asking different questions and everything.
Their really hardship is right on the last moment here, because we got this card is they're done. That's done. All that tyranny, anywhere you see it, they're just going to push maybe by, I'm thinking we got days away from, we get this out of we can start seeing mandates lifted everywhere. I'm thinking
mass parties everywhere. Get your unicorns ready. We'll all be hopping on them and flying over. So my next question's a bit different, but can we ask the cards, if a human opens themselves up to unconditional love from an animal, do they sort of jump up to a different density?
So there's the being offered unconditional love by the beauty of. So this is our best card in the deck. So the animal's coming up as the sun. So that is like pure love and fun energy, almost like childlike innocence, which makes sense. Most animals are like that unless they've been mistreated. I mean, animals that end up living in your house, wild animals. I'm not talking about that. They have a whole different kind of energy, but okay, so most people that seem to, it's like the animals are working with, so that's a working on and with people who have self-loathing, self-distrust, distrust of others. So they especially gravitate towards really showing love and affection to people when they need to see themselves in a different light. So it's more towards the healing of the person. So eventually healing equals evolution. So I think a yes to your question, but it's kind of coming from a different approach.
Yeah.
They seek out. I remember somebody really close to me got their first dog and everyone was really surprised. And that person, and I won't say who it was, but that person changed so much after a year with that dog. I mean, it changed their whole energy, and then went on to have many other dogs after.
Yeah, it does. It's just incredible the difference it can make. It can make them see things about themselves that they hadn't seen before. It's just absolutely wonderful. I was having a really good conversation with a really good coach about that today, you know, about how healing that human animal bond is just for both sides of them, you know, both the human and the animal. Yeah. Oh, wow. So on a similar note, you know, similar theme of sort of looking where we're going at the moment, can we ask the cards, when we look at, you know, the deliberate poisoning that's been done of our plants, our food chain, our water, our air, how quickly are we going to see a real turnaround in that this year?
Well, I got a yes. Like it'll take about 4 months to really start seeing anything looking like it's changed. Okay, so that's kind of a hold up, sort of a in between hold up. And then there's going to be a lot of inner fighting from companies around. So now they've got to sort out what things, and we've got to sort out and do our research, what companies have been okay with this and allowing this, their stuff to get manipulated. Did they know about it? There's going to be a whole lot of maybe sorting through who's doing what and who actually, and get to the bottom of who okayed that, because a lot of people, maybe even some of the owners might not even know they're being manipulated. We don't know. So there's going to be a whole lot of that. So it'll take, I'm thinking about a month and then 7 months into the next, sorry, a year and 7 months into the next, where you really start. So by 2020, what that would be 2023.
Yeah, 2023.
Start to see, then things rapidly change, like, and you're seeing a really big difference. You might even see you're feeling better about, sometimes when I buy food right from farmers and at markets where you know it was grown locally and etc., I feel like the food is better for me. You know, that obviously that's likely the fact, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like we'll all start feeling that. So, you know, the kind of food, say you can only afford to buy vegetables from like Walmart, like some people have to go play, they actually sell vegetables at Walmart. Okay. So you can imagine that, you know, because Walmart's a really big chain. We know it's dark cult is, you know, even the buildings have been used for all kinds of nefarious things. Okay. So you can be sure they're not spending, they're spending the least amount on likely suspicious food. You know what I mean? Like, just think, you're just going to guess that likely the case, according to what I would think. You know, I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just saying. Okay, so you can imagine now if all the food everywhere available doesn't have that demonic practices in the background and that agenda, and we just eat like we did hundreds of years ago. Okay, because the food's not been manipulated like it has been for hundreds of years, I'm sure. Okay, wow, we could start feeling better really fast. Humans really can bounce back when they feed themselves properly.
Yeah, and animals, we see it all the time, and it's amazing because that's going to have all the things that people have been talking about with packs of med beds in terms of health going up like this, happiness, longevity, and everything. This is all part of the picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so keep going, guys. Keep supporting yourselves during that period. I wanted to ask, there's been lots of really great discussions about an awareness, again, loads of people awareness about the pineal gland and how important that is, our third eye, and how it's been poisoned and calcified by all these things that have been going on for generations. Do the tools and methods and products to decalcify and cleanse your pineal gland already exist? Are they already here with us?
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's all around energy and intention. Okay. So once you get out of, so this is like this energy fights itself. Okay. And defeats itself. There's a sense of self-defeat here. It can be external fighting too, but I feel like once we remove things that are doing that to us, okay, it'll be a very quick recovery for that, and it'll all be around your intention and energy. I think you could quickly, and even I don't even feel like I feel like just by not buying into a lot of things over my lifetime, I don't think I did shut that down. I feel like that could bounce back with our intention. So having an intention in the meantime, if you think yours is shut down or you want to open up more, have an intention that every single day I heal, and like have a mantra that says every single day I heal and open more and heal that anything that was done to shut me down, I let it go. And therefore it is. You're what you say you are. A lot of this is psychological. Right?
Oh,
we've been psychologically used, yeah.
And it comes back for the don't wait for the med beds, don't wait. I know that some people that have got very, very serious sort of end stage diseases, but again, there's plenty of people that have shown that even those can be reversed with the right intention and the real will to do so. So Don't wait for all these miraculous things to come, folks. You can start doing a lot of it now. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. There's so many questions on here. So, okay, the Prince Andrew, I think I know this one, but I'm always open to be surprised. So Prince Andrew, I mean, honestly, you've got to laugh. The things that are coming out, you know, there's stories in the newspapers about how he cried as a grown adult man when the cleaners rearranged the teddy bears on his bed. I mean, they are just, the stories they're coming out about now are just, I know we shouldn't laugh given the seriousness of his crimes, but that talk about being hung, drawn and quartered again, it's really showing. Is he going to be very much a sacrificial lamb? Are they going to really throw him to the wolves?
Yep. He's already been a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
So the Alliance got him. Okay. He's not like, even if he goes on trial, it's not going to be, it'll be like go the way of Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Do you know what I mean? I think it'll all be smoke and mirrors. So we've got, but yeah, yes. Their intention is to make him an example and just start the ball rolling with the royals, let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh, you can see it. There's so much coming out, and you can see how the stress of it all with Harry and Meghan and everything is going to be blamed probably for the Queenie going bye-bye. You know, it's so predictable, but they really are gunning for him now, and it's quite amusing to see, I must say. So yeah, I can't, it almost makes you want to buy a newspaper. Not quite, but I must say that when I stop to fill my car up with petrol, I have to have a quick look at the headlines. So will animals in the new age of Aquarius that we've sort of moving into, but we're hoping is going to sort of progress quite rapidly, will animals still eat each other?
Interesting. So we've got that card, which is looking at new territory, and this card, maybe we'll look at it differently. Maybe we'll look at how we see that or don't see that. And then we've got this card, which is wise. We're going to become wiser. I think it more affects humans, and everything else goes along as always was. So, I mean,
perhaps
I don't know.
Perhaps it's the humans that will no longer eat animals.
It's the humans that are evolving. Animals were made exactly how they wanted them, like they're made in perfect harmony to whatever they're up to.
Yeah,
so there's something to learn from that, right? That circle of life that they're into.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they've done those studies where they reintroduce wolves, and it just brings the whole, not just the animal life, but the whole plant life and everything, and environment back into balance. So
exactly. I don't think you're doing anything wrong.
Yeah, no, it's not that. Although if I was a bunny rabbit in my next life, I might think differently, but who knows?
That might be why bunny rabbits have such litters and litters and litters and litters. Interesting experience, but yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah, exactly. Mind you, you know, waking up in life, if bunny rabbits have mirrors, imagine waking up and looking in the mirror and seeing that cute little face every day. I don't think you'd have a self-love problem, would you? Can't imagine a bunny rabbit ever looking at itself and not saying, oh, how cute am I? Yeah, right. Okay, so we have had on the news, well, I've only seen it today, there's a French actor, now I can never pronounce his name, a French actor, Gaspard Ullier or something, and basically he's going to be in the next Marvel show, and he played the young Hannibal Lecter, and he's a very, very well-known French actor. Apparently he died this week, if it's true, it's very sad, on the ski slopes of a skiing accident. can we ask if there's anything suspicious about his death, or is it just a genuine accident, or is he not really dead?
I get he's alive. He's alive and safe somewhere and in some kind of hiding, and or he's taken some time out. Interesting. He might even show up again in public eye. If that's fascinating. In and two. Yeah, there was something going on where he was connected to somebody. It looks like a powerful woman, so I don't know anything about his background. And he might even have some kind of information he gave on that powerful woman. So I wonder if he had a handler in the club who he gave info on, and they took him out this way to keep him maybe safe and or continue getting information out of him, and or did he give himself up that way and they took him out of the scene?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, very interesting. I mean, I don't know him, but everyone else seems to, apart from me. So answer the question here. Now, couple more questions. There's a lot coming out on mainstream news about the number 5 and then the letter that goes out of it to do with the new telecoms that's coming out, about them being the rollout at airports being delayed because of all the danger to the air traffic control systems and everything. So can we ask the cards, what's the agenda behind this? Because in one respect, they've rolled it out loads of places. So we're seeing a lot of publicity about that. Why are we seeing so much publicity about how dangerous it is to the air traffic control systems?
So the rollout of
the telecoms, the new technology, starting with the number 5.
Right. And now they're holding it up. Is that what you're saying?
So basically there's been a huge outcry. I first saw it on mainstream before Christmas, but there's been a lot about it this week, about how they're having to hold up the rollout around major airports because there's been a huge uproar saying that that technology will interfere with the flight control systems and everything. So it's highly dangerous and could result in accidents and pilots not being able to land planes. So I'm wondering why, considering none of us have been able to criticize or say anything about that ever, why is this so in the news and being pinpointed? There's lots of things going through my mind on this one.
It's really interesting. Ace of Pentacles and the 4. So this is on the bottom. So the ace, so something about physically. So it's a story about something that it does to them physically once, I guess, activated. So it would affect them physically and only a certain amount of them. So I wonder if that's the ones who've had that. Okay, so I have a feeling this is part of this feels like part of the movie. I'm thinking this is part of the movie because it came from the story about that came from here, and it doesn't necessarily look exactly true. I feel like the whole thing was put out there to get people to pay attention to what it was meant to do. So the thing you're talking about starts with a 5, was meant to do a certain thing after you got something, a cure or a couple of those. And I have a feeling they're trying to alert people to that.
Because they're saying it affects the technology. Well, actually it probably does, but the technology that's been put in you. Well, not us. But
I got a feeling there, that's because what I'm getting here with this card is there's way more to the story, and it'll come out later and it'll all fit together in a puzzle. I feel like it's going to be a part of a puzzle that eventually we get to hear the whole story. So right now it's just piecework and we're just guessing at how to put it together. But I think we're on to it there, what we were just saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So final question from me tonight. Now, how am I going to phrase this one? So did you hear another audio recording this week? I got it via David Zubrick. It's all doing the rounds on Telegram of an audio of American Mr. T, supposedly, coming out and saying the most amazing stuff. Have you heard it?
I shared it,
Yeah.
but I didn't listen to the whole thing. I just heard the beginning. So what
So
part?
he's covering all of it. It's basically saying that, yes, the USA have been under military control for quite some while. He's also saying that he's never taken what we think of this. He's taken the
Right.
alternative this.
Yeah.
And things. So can we ask the cards, is that a genuine recording of Mr. T, first of all? It's on my Telegram, folks, and Janine's, if you want to listen to it.
I think part of it is, I think it's been pieced together rather boldly. So they're just taking clips here and there. I don't think it's a smooth,
Yeah,
exact replica of something he said all in a row. But yeah, I think they're taking some liberties. But it looks like it was condoned by or put out by or circulated by, I think, alliance with that card. So they want you to hear it. I don't think it's misinformation. I think he would have said those things, but they probably pieced it together or
yes.
used some liberties to get it to all flow like that, maybe.
Yeah, but what he says is true.
Yeah.
So the final question linking to that then, again, is that really going to get out to a lot more people? Because at the moment, a lot of people, you know, it's just as many people saying, oh God, this has got to be a fake. We've got, because there is no way of just listening to a recording to know who's actually saying that. So is it going to be endorsed by him or some way of coming out when people say, yeah, I did say that?
Yeah. In time, it does look like it'll all come together. Because that ace is, yeah, I think it will get out there to a lot of people. 7, and that's the idea for sure. So the strategy of putting it out there was to circulate it. I think they were just trying to tell you, because there's so many people asking those kind of questions.
Yes.
About why did he do this and why did he? I think he must have heard, and they weren't getting his comms around it. Like the guy does speak in code.
Yeah, and you've got to be quite open to that code, haven't you, to get it?
Maybe they thought it was too, people were taking it too literally what he was saying. And we noticed that in the Arizona rally, he didn't even mention it really, other than to be appalled at them pushing it on your children.
Yeah.
He reminded us that we had free choice and we need to, you know, keep having our, like, demanding our free choice, that sort of thing, or that humans have that ability to have free choice. So I was happy that he didn't push it on the rally. So maybe he's got the message that signaling he was doing wasn't working so good.
Yes, it wasn't working. There weren't a lot of
working.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So actually, I lied when I said last one. Can we just do a nice little one? You know how you do a nice little whack up of saying, is there anything else the cards want us to know? This exciting week.
I'm so impressed, by the way, with all the inroads with the UK. Like, I think you guys are pushing. So Canadians need to really, like, we're working on it. We got some really good people working on stuff. I love that our truckers are all stopping the trucks at the borders. Apparently there's lots of borders where they just stopped their trucks and left. There's that kind of thing going on. Also on the 23rd, they're all supposedly going up and down the highways across Canada, just stopping them.
Brilliant.
And what? Yeah, whatever, right?
Like, I'm really proud of the UK at the moment. I'm really, really proud. It's been a long, hard slog and people's efforts are really starting to pay off now. Yeah,
a couple of aces here. So a couple of aces around. So I was asking just what to tell the humans right now. What do humans that are listening need to hear? So we've got this stay in your heart. And it's a really good time with people, loved ones, to put the message out again that you're willing to talk if they've come to their senses somewhat. That's what I'm getting. So you've been patiently waiting for family and friends. This card's like people you know from your past, can even be siblings, family and friends. This is a really good time because a lot of them are waking up, but maybe they haven't admitted it, or they don't want to phone you because they don't want to be, blamed for being foolish or whatever. But it's a really good time to maybe send out a message that, hey, things have been weird. Things are starting to come to light. If you want to talk, I sent that meme that says, your governments are imploding. If you want to know what's going on, go to your nearest conspiracy theorist. I sent that to them all and just put some smiley faces and said, you know what I mean? Come and talk to me. And I actually got one of my sisters. So I have several sisters. And I got one of them to come over and spend a whole day and totally red pilled her. She was about 3/4 the way there anyway, all unbeknownst to me. And she'd been working on this.
Wow.
Watching my videos, watching other videos. And yeah, and then I just helped out with some things she was wondering about. But yeah, spent the whole afternoon, and it's a sister I haven't really connected with for years. We were on speaking terms, but I had no idea. I thought she was just going along like everybody, but surprise, surprise. So it's probably a good time to reach out to some people a bit on the fence, not in an offensive way. Keep it light, it looks like, and loving.
Do you know, that's so interesting you should say that, because when my mum wasn't very ill with what we would call the flu, I went over to help look after her, and I heard her on the phone. Sorry, Mum, I was earwiging your phone conversations. But normally my mum's like me. We don't have a lot of subtlety in our family. We just say it. And so normally to do this, and I was so impressed to hear her on the phone and how she was explaining things to people about this and common sense, the government. I just saw a completely different side to my mum. It was absolutely amazing. And had I not been going over to help look after her, had she not been feeling well, I'd never have seen that side of her. And I was so proud of her. I was so proud, given what I know what she can be like me, quite outspoken and quite impetuous. I was so proud by how calmly and eloquently she explained the situation. It was amazing.
Yay.
So, family, well done, well done. All you've got to do for me, guys, if any of my sisters watching, which they won't be, bottle of wine and some organic spinach for the guinea pig, and I'll forgive you for anything. So, I'm quite easy to please. So thank you so much, Janine. I really hope that we start to see this happening all along. It feels pretty good, doesn't it? Energetically, it feels pretty good.
It really does. Yeah. And if you're coming my way, and I wouldn't go for the spinach because I don't have guinea pigs. And my cats definitely don't like spinach, but you could definitely bring the bottle of wine part, and it has to be red, and then maybe some pie or something.
Yeah, so no hinting or anything, guys, but if you're listening, we are that easy to open you back in with open arms. So you have been warned. Thank you so much, Janine. Have a fantastic week, and we will speak again next week.
Right on.
Bye.